Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Armando at the Hyper Pup, and what I want to do is actually show you a few seconds of some video clips that I had shot during the past few days, socializing Nadia to one of my own dogs, Macho. And if you know Nadia, she's been with us for about 3 weeks as of this weekend. She's going home tomorrow, actually, today being Saturday, and in that 3-week time, we worked on quite a few things, and one of which was her reactivity to other dogs. So she behaved badly when she saw another dog. She'd just take off, and not literally take off, because of course we'd have her nearby, but her emotional state would just fly off the handle. So we worked on her when she was in the house. As you know, I have 2 dogs of my own, and her behavior towards these dogs, even though they don't interact, she's aware that they exist. She sees them in the house, she hears them in the house. And she did not behave, or rather react well towards my dogs. So when Macho, which is the white dog that you'll see in the video here, would walk near the crate or within just eyesight of her, she'd flip out. And she was either on a crate or being held by me. And the thing with Nadia is that I always get the impression that should she not have been constrained or confined in some sense, she'd just go into like straight attack mode. It's difficult to really see and honestly say whether that would have been the case, but she always gave me that impression. So introducing her to Macho so that she can get comfortable with that thing that scares the heck out of her had to be a very slow and gradual process. Now, she arrived at the house with the muzzle, and I took the muzzle off within the next day or so, within maybe hours of her arriving. But I had to put the muzzle back on her, as you'll see in this clip here, in order to reintroduce her to Macho. And what I did is just had a series of short sessions outside in a pen that I have in the backyard here. And we would just go around in loops. I just circled the pen over and over and over, just so that she can get familiar with Macho, just so that she can sense that there is another dog that is untethered, unleashed, wandering about. So that she can feel and begin to achieve a sense of comfort and familiarity with him, and so that I can also kind of gauge how she was going to behave towards Macho. So if I brought her in and she was snarling and growling and barking and trying to lunge at him, cowering, always looking over her shoulder, that would have been a bad sign, but it would have been an indication that she's not fully, completely comfortable with him, at least not to the degree that I had hoped that she would be. But as you can see here, that isn't necessarily the case. In fact, I think her biggest discomfort was the actual muzzle herself. It was a little warm and steamy out here in the backyard, and in addition to that, she had this plastic thing on her face, and I know that it couldn't have been pleasant. But I'd rather she deal with that unpleasant sensation on her face than to have a full-on negative engagement between her and Macho. But what I did is what we did is a few sessions of this, just her going around with me in circles, excuse me, and of course she was on leash, and I walked her around. Luckily, my dog Macho, you know, not luckily, but Macho was not interacting with her in a negative sense. He'd occasionally come by and smell her, sniff her, kind of look at her, but he showed general disinterest, like he wasn't exactly particularly hyped up at the presence of Nadia, which is another positive sign, because you have to know exactly how to match up the dogs, and that's one of the big tricks to doing this, if you can call it a trick, just that. If you have a dog who is fearful of another and you want to be able to socialize them together, for example, if you're moving a dog into a house where a dog already exists, or a group of dogs already exist and live, then you have to do that in a gradual way. One of the ways that I did it is to remove them from the house. I didn't want them to meet in the house, which is a smaller, more confined space. There wouldn't be enough space for Nadia to move away from Macho if she felt it necessary to do so. And it's just not conducive to a good socialization and first-time exposure to this scary dog, or this dog that she perceived to be scary. So it's important to match him up properly. I have another dog, a female dog, and she's just as imbalanced and a little as loopy as Nadia appeared to be. So it would have been a bad combination to put female and female, 2 unstable females together. So what I did is I had Macho, who is far more balanced and stable, with Nadia, who is just showing fear aggression. She doesn't show general nervousness, but I sense, and my experience as always tells me that the fear aggression was just that sense of unfamiliarity, of not knowing, of the unknown. And once she got a better sense of who she was and realized that she wasn't in any real danger, that was going to shift over and she was going to feel more comfortable and at ease and behave properly, and which turned out to be the case. But her Macho, for example, my dog, is not exactly, while he's balanced and he's even keeled with most dogs, he's still a little whiny in the sense like his reactivity is a whiny kind of reactivity. It's not a full-on aggressive type barking, lunging, growling reactivity. He's got a play deficiency, if we can call it that. He doesn't know how to play well with other dogs. In fact, early on, when I was just starting out training dogs, and he was just a puppy years ago, I would take him to the dog park, and it was shortly after that I realized that he just wasn't interacting well with the other dogs. He was a bit of a bully. His play style is more aggressive / assertive. It was too hard on. So I wouldn't pair him with another male dog, nor would I pair him with a smaller dog that would be more vulnerable to him. So matching him up with Nadia was perfect. She's about the same body weight and size as him. She's quite a few years younger than he is. But I knew that should he get a little too fresh, a little too assertive with her, that she would in time put him in check and stop him, so that the balance would be there. And as you can see, after some time, what I did, after quite a few sessions of just bringing her into the backyard and walking with her on the leash and the muzzle, I eventually allowed her to go off leash. So of course you see that I allowed the leash to remain on, but I was no longer holding her. I was letting her go around, engage and interact with Macho in whatever way she felt comfortable at the time. At this point, it hadn't developed into what it eventually would be, where she'd just be wrestling with him all the time. But that's probably attributed again to the muzzle that she was still wearing. It was also very steamy hot, so she was not at her full comfort. But after that, the muzzle came off after some time, and as you can see now, you've got a lot of healthy play going back and forth. You've got a few moments of Macho trying to be a little over the top. That little ass of his comes out, where he just wants to kind of be a little bossy and a little pushy, but that stops. He regains his balance and his sense of self. He realizes what kind of dog he's with, and he interacts with her just as positively as she interacts with him. And if I don't know whether I'm capturing it on video, but after a few sessions of playing with him, she was crazy about him. She would follow him everywhere. She would whine when she wasn't next to him. She'd go up to him and lick his muzzle, lick his mouth. She'd wanted to play with him and interact and engage with him at all times. So this is definitely, without a doubt, a positive experience for her. Shortly after her engaging and playing with Macho without leash and without muzzle, I would take her out into Saratoga, which is the most densely populated area that you can say around here. And we walked through Congress Park among a crowd full of people and other dogs, and so far as of this moment, she has not reacted negatively towards any of that. Now keep in mind, Nadia was not only dog reactive, which is the one thing that we're really focusing on, but she was also reactive towards humans. In fact, I wish I had captured this on video, but she was incredibly reactive towards me the very first time that she saw me. And it's a scary thing coming from a dog that size, German Shepherd. But as you can see, that's not the case now. We've got a dog who's far more balanced, who's feeling much more at ease with herself and with those around her, her space. She's never going to be a 100% completely fixed, so to speak, dog, but she's always going to retain some kind of skittishness, some kind of nervousness within her, but with the proper guidance, with good leadership, with the proper amount of mixture of love and affection and firmness of rules and direction and structure, she can be a perfect dog. So you can definitely cut back on that reactivity and make her a far far friendlier, less dangerous dog
Okay, that's
than
enough.
what she was
Nadia.
potentially going to become
Come.
if she had not had these
Good
experiences.
girl.
But anyway, I think I've got about another day and a half with Nadia. There's quite a few more, I think, not quite a few more, but maybe another video or two of her progress that I'm going to be putting out. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching this. I appreciate it, and have a good day. Let's go, Mama.